Good morning. It's just after 5 o'clock. I'm just about to head out for an easy run. Let's see if I can sit down before I fall over. So, just about to chuck shoes on. Peg 37s. I waited ages for these shoes. I'm going to talk to you about a little bit later today in this video why they're no good for me. And how I should have been shopping for shoes and how I will shop for shoes going forward. But first, 50 minutes easy, should get about 8Ks done. Wonderful thing has happened in Cairns over the last couple of weeks. The temperature's dropped just that little bit. We've gone from about being this time of morning about 24, 25 degrees Celsius to about 22, 21. Just makes that easy run that little bit easier. Makes it that little bit nicer to get out and get it done. Maybe get these shoes on. Hello. Time for a swim. So 8.8k easy run done, 5:28 pace. Time for a cool down now, and then we're going to talk about shoes. Alright, see you soon. Hey guys, I'm back and I'm ecstatic. I'm over the moon. It's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's a long time since I spoke to you in the pool last. 8.8k run this morning, 5:28 pace. Felt really good on the run. Not much pain in the hip, like 1 or 2 out of 10. And now there's no pain. I've cooled down, I've recovered. I'm feeling fantastic. I'm just so excited. I've got a long run planned for tomorrow and I'm keen as I'm chomping at the bit to get out for my long run. And just so happy about that because it's been weeks since I've been feeling that. And I think there's 2 things that are contributing to that. One, the fact that I went away to Ballarat and managed to not run on concrete for 5 days. Just getting on those crushed dirt paths. They're not trails, you can just still jog and just switch off and get all the benefits of road running that I love, but you haven't got that high impact on the concrete. I know there's no evidence to support that, but my experience tells me that was a thing. Second thing that's helping big time is the fact that I'm no longer running my round the house route. I've eliminated 80 meters of elevation from that loop alone for every run, so I've just been doing it on the flat, and I think the combination of those 2 factors plus the strength work that I've been doing when I can remember to do it has really helped and really benefited, and it's feeling great, and I'm a little bit excited, as you might be able to tell. Anyway, as I said earlier, I'm going to talk a little bit about shoes and something that I learned in my time in Ballarat about how I was doing the wrong thing when I was buying shoes, and I was falling into the same trap over and over again, and I kept buying the wrong shoes, and I figured out why. So I'm going to tell you about that in a moment, but first I just want to take you on essentially my shoe journey, like what shoes I've been running in and where I've come from. So, first shoe I want to talk about, Asics Gel Kianos. I ran in these things for at least 10 years. When I was 14, 15, I got my first pair and I just kept buying new ones every 6 months. In 2019, picked up a pair of On Cloud Surfers. I switched to neutral shoes from supportive shoes because I got orthotics. Next pair of shoes I bought were the Hoka Clifton ones. These are the re-release of the original Clifton ones. I think the Clifton 5s were around at the time, but these are the re-release of the ones, and they were awesome. At that stage, I was running in 1 pair of shoes. I didn't have a rotation. I was running as much as I could in that 1 pair of shoes. I started researching a little bit more about shoes and the idea of that shoe rotation because I wanted to up my volume. I wanted to up how often I ran. So that's when I picked up the Hoka Ono Max. This is the start of my shoe rotation. When I phased out my Hokas, this is what I ended up with. I didn't get to put my foot in everything that I wanted to because the range here in Cairns sucks. I bought a pair of trail shoes because I was doing a trail race, and so you need trail shoes. I don't run in these much. So at this stage I was running in the Ultra Boost and the Max. I'm still running in those. I don't get to run in them often. It's just gone through wet season, so they're too slippery for that sort of thing. They'll come back out very, very soon, and they'll probably come back. They'll probably be my marathon shoe. I was recommended the Saucony Triumph 17s. I hate them. They're still going, 500 Ks down. Hopefully they die soon because I'm sick of them. I've got a Tempo Day shoe, the Asics Evo Ride. Needed a grippy, fast shoe. SL20s for like 80 bucks. So cheap. Great pair of shoes, fantastic grip. Pair of the Infinity Reacts. And last but not least, my most recent pair, a pair of shoes that I've been waiting for ages, because every shoe reviewer tells you that they're the best shoes of 2020. And I was really excited to try them on, get them out there, give them a go. Nike Pegasus 37, daily trainer. Still gonna wear those, still gonna run around in them, but they're not the right shoe for me. So this then leads me into what I did in Ballarat. I went to a running specialty store. It's called The Running Company, okay? And there's a bunch of them around. There's some in Sunny Coast, some on Gold Coast, bigger places. There's some in Melbourne, Geelong. But yeah, basically, we don't have access to that sort of facility here in Cairns. We've got a Rebel Sport, which the range sucks. We've got an Athlete's Foot, which again, they will get you to walk across a piece of thing and tell you to buy the same shoes you've always bought. What happened was when I went into the Running Company Ballarat, I was there for 45 minutes to an hour, and we went through in so much depth and chose the perfect pair of shoes for me, which was awesome. So the experience was really, really different to any other shoe shopping experience I've gone to before. Normally, to buy a pair of shoes, you walk in, they ask you what size you are, they ask you what you want, they give you shoes, you decide whether or not you want them. What I've found out is that those recommendations in most shops come from whichever company happens to be giving the best kickbacks to the salespeople or the stores or whoever. So that's why when you go to Athlete's Foot, some months you'll always get recommended a pair of Asics. Some months you'll always get recommended a pair of Sauconys. That's just the way the world works. So I went into this running specialty store. They didn't talk about my size. They didn't talk about anything. He just asked me a bunch of questions about what I wanted. I was looking for a long run shoe, so we discussed that. He asked me about what shoes I was running in. So we talked about all of that. He then said, right, beautiful. Next step, get on the treadmill and run. He put me on a treadmill. I ran. And he's like, okay, what sort of pace are we going to be running at? So I ran in my Pegasus 37s, okay, at my long run sort of pace. First thing he said was, these are crap shoes for you because the heel's too thin, okay, I'm a heel striker and it's collapsing underneath me. Basically, the outside of my heel hits the ground first, compresses, foot rolls out a bit, and then as the strike comes through, corrects itself, tries to roll back in on itself, and then away I go. Julian talked me through the whole process and showed me the video and showed it frame by frame of what was happening to my foot in that shoe. Instantly, I could feel what was happening to my foot in that shoe. So then he got out 3 or 4 pairs of shoes, put them on, jumped on the treadmill, and I could feel what was happening. Okay, I could feel what I did and didn't like, which ones were better, which ones were worse. So we started narrowing it down from there. I think I ran, and I say this, I ran in about 6 or 7 pairs of shoes, which was awesome. The ones he put on first were the ones that he thought I was going to love. They were the Nike Invincibles. They're the pair of shoes that are being advertised quite heavily at the moment. They're the revolutionary pair of shoes at the moment because they've got the ZoomX foam in them. They just didn't work for me. They collapsed too much under my heel. My foot was going all over the place, and yeah, they were terrible for me. So we tried and tried. I tried about 6 or 7 pairs of shoes, ended up settling on a pair of Brooks Glycerin. I can't show them to you because they're my birthday present. So they're hidden from me until my birthday. But basically what I loved was the fact that I had the opportunity to go through six or seven pairs of shoes, narrowed it down to 2 pairs. The Brooks Glycerin, which look crap, hated the look of them. They look like a pair of shoes that my dad would wear. And then there was the New Balance 1080 V11. Now, I've desperately wanted to try the New Balance 1080s because they look awesome and they look like what I wanted. And they did. They felt really, really good, and I couldn't choose between them. So we put one on each foot, and I ran. Instantly, I could see which shoe I had to go to, and I chose the Glycerins. If you're going to buy running shoes, go to a running specialty store where they will get you to run in the running shoes on the treadmill. Okay? The experience, you'll walk out of there with a pair of shoes that you're actually happy with. Okay, you'll know that everything about these shoes works for what you want in that scenario. Okay, you do need to go in armed with a lot of information, but it'll help in a big way knowing what shoes you want. And I'm actually really keen now to get a bunch of my shoes and film myself, my heel strike in them, just to see what they're doing and to look back and do a bit of this analysis that we're doing on that treadmill. As a result, I feel so much more confident, and I will go in from here on in and go into stores that we do have here in Cairns, and I'll put the shoes on and I'll run with my camera on the ground, and I will check that foot strike and I will analyze it and decide whether or not they're what I need. So thank you, the Running Company Ballarat, if you're watching this. Thank you for the experience. It was awesome. I highly recommend, if you get the chance to go to a running company store and do this, to do it. You will pay a lot for the shoes. They are more expensive than buying them in a 40% off sale at Running Warehouse, but it's worth it because you get the shoes that you need. All you need to run is a pair of shoes. They're the only bit of kit you need, so do it properly. Where to from here for me? Tomorrow morning, I've got my long run. Like I said earlier, I'm genuinely excited about my long run. That's the first time that's happened in months. 25 to 30 Ks in the morning. I'll take the camera along with me. All right. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you've got any questions or any comments you want to make, please put them down below. Happy to have a chat about it. But yeah, highly recommend, if you're in Australia, find a running company, go there. I don't know if there's any other companies doing a similar sort of thing in Australia. I know there's heaps of those sort of stores in America because that's what the model's based off. But yeah, love to have a chat with you down in the comments about it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.